Welcome back, everyone, to EETTO. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. It's been quite a few months since I posted a video on the site, and I thought I'd best get into it once again and hopefully gain some subscribers and some likes or dislikes, or at least just get some discussion on the go. When I was just watching my last video that I put up, one of you guys had sent through a question um, around the Senate and Justin Trudeau and all this type of thing. And this goes back months. I'm talking a long time uh, before our current PM was our PM. I would say my impression of him is surprisingly favorable at this stage. He's been in government now for a few months. He has had to deal with international affairs, domestic affairs, and now things like the Fort McMurray fire that are going on out there. And I used to criticize Trudeau for not having a playbook or really anything substantive as far as uh, his platform is concerned. And that did get released during the last federal election. So it was just us being overly anxious, I guess, to wrap our heads around it and not wait until the time was right. But the one thing about Trudeau, and I can't delineate it as well as someone else could, but he seems to be bringing this extra aura into the Prime Minister's office. He's just not a regular guy, even though his resume would make you think he is. He's not burdened with party loyalty to friends and colleagues that have done him favors in the past and that type of thing. And he's an all around friendly, nice guy. And, I'll jokingly say the, the hair certainly isn't hurting him at this stage of the game. But he's doing well, and his popularity has actually gone up since the election rather than down. So I think, to come back to the question that was posed to me in the last video around, what what I think or what there is in the way of party platform, it's very much based on economics, and it's very much based on the base. So, i.e., middle class Canadians. So, in that respect, he certainly has tapped into the biggest group that exists at the moment, short of seniors, and he is delivering like there's no tomorrow on promises to spend money or to cease things like the cancellation of the long form census that we're all filling out this month. Um, he's been remarkably unapologetic about reversing Harper decisions, and I think he's being supported, not in a political way, but morally, by the Supreme Court of Canada, because just in the last few weeks, two more pieces of legislation that the Harper government put through have been struck down as unconstitutional. So that doesn't bode well um, when you're leading a government and you're doing what you think is the right thing, but the law of the land, which does reign supreme, our natural law, if the adjudicators on that don't think you're on mark, well, and we know this isn't the first time, again, I don't know what more a person is able to do. But now along comes Mr. Trudeau, the second Trudeau of our day, and he seems to be repealing left, right, and center and setting up committees to study things um, that were knocked down by the Supreme Court to try to get something more balanced, more Canadian, with lots of input put into place. At least that's the facade. that we'll put on it at the moment. And one final comment I have is, and this goes back more to his charisma than anything else, is he's using his charisma and his family, his children, his wife, as a political, well, if I say political tool, you're going to think that I'm putting them down, and that's not what I mean. But he has soft assets in the sense he has a very young, loyal wife. He has three beautiful children, and he's not afraid to take them all with him on international trips or what have you, because he finds that, or he says he finds the time with his children and his family to be highly important. And yet he's moving at lightning speed, or at least his cabinet is anyway, at getting all these issues closer to resolution than farther. So all in all, I'd have to say that yes, Justin did come out with a playbook, so to speak, but not like the previous Chrétien years when we had the Red Book. Yes, he knows what he's doing when it comes to the economy, though we're running deficits. At the moment, I have to say, as a Canadian myself and a taxpayer, well, why not? People are suffering out there, they need jobs, they need innovation. And of course, when things like today, uh, well, it didn't show up today, but the latest coverage with the massive wildfire in Fort McMurray that started almost a week ago, he's already jumped on the bandwagon for financial fundraising and other things, because these poor people are going to be out hundreds of thousands of dollars a piece, you know, even if they have insurance. So I would, thus far, I would give good old Mr. Trudeau um, about a 9 out of 10. I think he's doing a spectacular job. And, and it's interesting because he came into the job where public opinion on public service was here. And even though there were expectations for him to perform here, in actual fact, he's performing even beyond that, and hence generating a lot of goodwill for himself. So if you can pull it off, you'd be one in a million politicians. But if he's anything like his father, he is one in a million politicians. Okay, let me know what you think, folks, and you have a great Saturday night. Bye.